Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this month's Twin Flame Tuesday Divine Masculine Energy Check-in, our empowerment message for the masculine energy, and that includes, of course, within ourselves, because hello, on the Twin Flame journey, we're taught that our counterpart is our exact mirror, but actually you'll come to find the whole world is your mirror if you're paying attention truly. That's what you're really about to learn. That's what this journey of expansion is about. You will come to find this. Anyway, I digress. That said, the masculine energy is within us too, Goddess, right? And so many of us have lived so much in our masculine state of being because we've had to take charge of our lives, take charge of, being the leader in other people's lives, but in an unhealthy, I'm going to take care of everything for you. I can't be relaxed and in the flow of life. I have to try to control everything, all this kind of energy, right? And that's what we look at. That's what we look at within ourselves. That's what we see in the masculine, in the world, in the collective, in that which you call your twin flame counterpart. We're going to have a lot of fun talking around here at Empowerment Experiences about true twin flame empowerment and what it really looks like and what this whole twin flame journey is really about. It's about you coming home to you, Goddess. And I'm so grateful that there are so many goddesses who have come back around into my circle and said, oh my goodness, I finally see it. I finally see what you're talking about. And now I'm no longer in this trap of perpetuating this pain because I'm no longer attached, perpetuating this attachment, this painful attachment to someone outside of myself just because of a label that they bear. They may or may not be your twin flame. They may or may not be whatever other label you place upon them. But the key is, Goddess, is to break free of this twin flame trap so that you can reclaim all of your power and take it all back. With that, right before sitting down to do this now first Divine Masculine Energy check-in in a couple months, my own inner masculine made itself very present, very known. That wounded space of feeling the stress, feeling the responsibility, the weight of the world resting upon its shoulders. And simultaneously the uncertainty, the unknowing of that which I cannot control. And that is that scared masculine that's carried so much and is so tired and worn down that doesn't know quite what to do because he hasn't been listening to the feminine. And this is that inner union, Goddess, is to learn to come into union within yourself and to find this balance, this union between your own inner masculine and your own inner feminine. And the feminine has been working so hard to heal and to find her voice and her power that it's equally important for that inner masculine to have the opportunity to do the same. Your outer masculine, whatever masculines, plural, are in your realm, Goddess, they all have their own responsibilities to themselves and to their own healing journey. And it's all on them to do what they need to do. We can only influence their healing journey by focusing on and healing ourselves. By being fully engaged in our own healing journey. And that impacts and influences theirs. So again, we must focus on this inner masculine healing. That is true twin flame union. That is true twin flame, well, it's twin flame truth. It's realizing that, oh my gosh, not only am I making this one person my total mirror, but the entire world is actually my mirror. I went through denial too about that. Like, oh, wait a minute. No, everything is reflecting back to me in one way, shape, or form. As I sat down to record this video, all I kept seeing was there's more, because it has been a couple months, right? And there feels to be something so much more to this message. That's why we have something quite more. We have these black tourmaline quartz specimen sitting here. There are 3 of just 7, it appears, that I have total. And these were the ones that wanted to be front and center and have their 15 seconds of fame, shall we say, here on this video, wherein we are focused on this balance, right? Now, I just saw the one that at first I thought was going to be up here on display, but she's coming. So you see how it's the black and the white. It's the black tourmaline with the milky quartz, with quartz. Some of it milky. This is the one it's almost a heart. Almost a heart. But this black and white just was so loud in my mind. I just kept seeing these stones, and I knew that today we had messages. We had crystal messages today to come along with this Twin Flame Tuesday. So this may be a longer video. You've probably already seen that. I mean, it has been a couple months, and we do have, I think, a bit to catch up on, huh? So with that, let us ask, what do these crystals have to tell us? And that is what we're going to start with today. First and foremost, black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is about purification. Well, as I said, Goddess, I was even going through a purge and a purification moments before I sat down to do this video. It came in between getting the call and the knowing that I was recording this today, and then coming to set everything up and sit down to do it. And it was just this whole breakdown, this meltdown. Because we are releasing. It is that time of releasing that which is weighing us down, so we can again create this greater balance within ourselves. Black tourmaline protects and cleanses you and your environment. It's a shield against all sources of physical and ethereal pollution. Release and surrender with perfect trust is what black tourmaline tells us. And that's, like I said, that's what we're doing. Courageously choose to let go. And that's the challenge, Goddess, isn't it? It is about the letting go, including the letting go of your twin flame counterpart, of who you deem to be that, or any other connection that you have in your life, any other, shall we say, attachment that you have in your life. It is this time, oh my goodness, there's so, like, this week, literally the quote that came to mind, I'm recording this Saturday morning, and so it'll publish Tuesday. You're hearing this for sure Tuesday or after. But yesterday, Friday for me, was, I was with one of my bestest friends, and I said to her, wow, what a year this week has been. I just came across that the other day, and I'm like, that is exactly this week. What a year this last week was. It's like, there's so much release, so much change, so much closing of chapters happening, and a completely new chapter beginning. And we have to let go. We have to let that chapter be closed and allow for the balance in whatever way, because this is balanced in its own way. That's why it's that way. This is balanced. Oh, so beautiful. All of these are so beautiful. Spaciousness now abounds all around you. Well, because you've been purging and releasing and clearing. This is black tourmaline. Again, the black part of this. Embrace healing and renewal. Again, letting go of the old, letting in the new. It's a time of potential and grace, amplified and activated through relaxation and release. I am not going to deny for a moment that I needed that message, Goddess, because, ooh, that is the thing about the masculine, especially our inner masculine. And I clearly, no doubt, the masculine in the collective out there, right? You feel the pressure. You feel so constricted. You feel like the walls are closing in. The weight is just becoming literally unbearable. The weight that the masculine within you and in the collective has been carrying. It's time for that pimple to burst, so to speak. It's time for it to be let go. It's time for that pressure to finally erupt, have a release, and be transmuted. A powerful outpouring of spiritual grace cleanses you. That which is no longer serving you is absorbed and reborn as unlimited potential for manifesting new sacredness. Ooh, that just feels creamy, doesn't it? That just feels milky. Okay, that kind of sounded, I sure hope that made you laugh, Goddess, because it sure made me laugh. Like, we'll stop with that path, that line of questioning, and that's so silly. Stone, the black tourmaline. We're talking even about the black tourmaline. We're not even on the milky white quartz here. We're talking about the black tourmaline. Oh my goodness. And the black tourmaline is a stone with strong energy and ability to absorb negative energy without compromising its own. And so here again, mentioning this intense purification space that I was in moments before, just being led to, again, dive right into this video, knowing, hello, completely divinely guided. And it has transmuted what had me in this, constricted emotional, closed off space of, the weight of the world and everything, just all of it, to now I'm giggling, I'm laughing, I'm saying, somewhat silly, slightly inappropriate things here and there. And the last thing black tourmaline tells us is to know that you are blessed with the spiritual cleansing and divine protection to begin again. You see, this is the thing about the ego, Goddess. The ego thinks it needs to control everything, thinks it needs to happen yesterday. The ego is completely disconnected with the present moment. But what our soul is constantly there to remind us, if we're there to listen, is that every moment is a new moment. Every moment is a fresh start, a clean slate for you to begin again. For you to create something new and something different. For you to maybe have a little more black tourmaline than quartz, or in this one, have far more milky quartz than black tourmaline, or in this one, you see, each one is different, and each one is uniquely beautiful. And I'm hearing this wonderful song, Ray Stevens, I grew up with. Everything is beautiful in its own way. And that's usually just the only line that tends to play in my head, because it's so true. Everything is beautiful in its own way. And we actually, as the feminine, right? As the feminine, it has done this healing within you. As you have healed your feminine, done this healing for your feminine side, goddess, you are more able to relax and be in that flow space and allow for, well, lyrics and songs and music to flow into your mind and out through your lips. Music, singing is quite cleansing, goddess. Just so you know that. So black tourmaline, that's it. Every day a clean slate. Every day to create something new and uniquely beautiful in its own way. Milky quartz is called the snow quartz or white quartz. It represents innocence and tranquility. Well, it is here to, again, bring that balance to what can be perceived as the dark storm, right? The chaos in life. The contrast, the light and the dark. Helps one to view the world beyond preconceived ideas or prejudices. So you're able to have a more Pegasus perspective on your experience, goddess. It diminishes overwhelm from strong emotions. Well, here we are, proof, right? I was just in an intensely strong emotional space, and now here we are in this. Promotes creativity and artistic expression. It's the stone for the third eye chakra to increase intelligence and mental clarity. Well, again, a calm, a balance. Milky quartz is that clear clarity space. It helps to soothe emotional wounds, release negative emotions, and promote feelings of self-love and acceptance. It's associated with elements air and light. It's powerful for promoting balance and harmony in one's life, especially when it's interwoven with black tourmaline here. Gentle yet powerful energy for clearing blockages and restoring energy flow throughout mind, body, and spirit. And it facilitates interconnection and promotes positive energy flow throughout. So this is clear. This is a balance kind of combination here, obviously. To reiterate this, it's a balanced kind of space. And that is exactly what and why the black tourmaline quartz collection here that I is for sale up on my eBay store that I'm doing with a couple friends. We're playing with stones and crystals now, and we're having so much fun. And these we have them on an eBay shop. I will, it's a little different to announce on my YouTube channel because YouTube's funny about the links I can put down below. I think we're going to keep this one over here and let it hang out here with us. But we are Infinite2177 is our eBay handle. I need to link it on my website, empowermentexperiences.com. Oh my goodness. Look at this wonderful adventure here that we have where, we don't even have our own website. Okay. Well, I'm totally in a little bit of a silly blank as to where to send you. Go to empowermentexperiences.com and you can send me a message and I'll send you the link that way. I am updating my website so that Our eBay store is going to be linked on my homepage on my website, along with all of the other services and opportunities that I do provide. And that's, again, that is my homepage. It's like my directory. It's an empowerment directory. So empowermentexperiences.com, that is the place to start. That's where you want to go. Boom. Find your power now at empowermentexperiences.com. Ta-da! Whew, now that we got through that fun little adventure, but that is, oh my gosh, that's just like so symbolic, especially when you look at the clunky roughness of this, right? That was exactly like that fun little delivery there of where to tell you all to go and check it out. But that is literally that inner balance being found of going, oh, that feels good. You see how it was over here, it was over there, couldn't quite land in that spot. And it took a moment of holding space. And sometimes I would delete that part of the video, especially as long as the video already is, and we just went over the message from the crystals. We haven't even gotten to the cards just yet. But I'm leaving that because that shows what it looks like to allow for things to process, and you hold space for yourself without beating yourself up, without hurrying yourself, without judging yourself. And you just allow for that process and see how quickly it was like, you know what? Psh, there's the website. Just go there, empowermentexperiences.com. And it feels good. It feels right. It feels aligned. And regardless of whatever it is your inner feminine and inner masculine may be at odds about, the only way we come into union and we find that balance within ourselves is we have to allow for that conversation to be had. We have to allow for the clarity to be revealed. I mean, all of these messages from the black tourmaline quartz, all of it is about creating that balance of what it looks like within you and what's needed for you, goddess. So with that, what is the divine masculine? What is that divine masculine within you? And even, yes, perchance, masculines in your world may be experiencing. Because again, everything is your mirror. So, what are we needing to focus on within ourselves through our masculine perspective? And the transformation that is, yes, underway. That's what purification is about. Literally, it's a path of transformation where it's changing you from one state of being to a new state of being. And that's exactly what is happening. That's what's happening for your inner masculine now. That's what is happening for the masculine in the collective. That's exactly where we are. In fact, the entire collective is in a state of excruciatingly painful transformation. We are all in here. So if you are feeling, if you're feeling like you're having more breakdowns, like you're feeling like you're losing control, like you're feeling like you don't have any power over so much more than what you thought you did, it's because that inner masculine is finally breaking down to break through, right? That transformation is happening as we speak. Thus the reason and the presence for the black tourmaline quartz, because it's again that balance, the dark and the light, the shadow and the soul. Integrating. Oh, and that's what we're doing. Ooh, we're learning to flow. That's again why the divine feminine had to focus so much on her, the feminine. Because she needed to be in a greater space of healed yet still healing, because we are perpetually growing and healing on this journey. But she needed to be stronger. You, goddess, needed to be stronger so that you could now truly hold that space for both your inner masculine and the masculine of the world, the masculine of the collective, your masculine who you call as your counterpart, your significant other. All that is the masculine. Because we have to now be the ones to lead that way in showing them how to flow, how to learn to flow, because that's the key, right? It's not just showing them how to flow, but how to learn to flow, because it's learning an entirely new state of being, a transformation from an old way into a new way of being. And wow, integrating the dark, integrating the dark that is revealing so much now, so much that is causing these breakdowns, because it's realizing, the masculine is now realizing that it's created this trauma and this stress and this fear within ourselves and within the collective. And we have to be the ones to not just heal it, but learn how to, not just to be the ones to shift into a new state of being, but how to shift into that new state of being, right? And then to continue to practice that. What else? Ooh, because we're reclaiming power. Reclaiming power. That's, oh my gosh, that is exactly what we're doing here. And I love, 11, 1, like one light, one dark, a twin flame number in the sense of 1 and 1, two single individual souls that stand as pillars side by side, yet create a greater whole. Oof. It is a passage of transmutation. This is exactly, again, we have to go through it to grow through it. This passage it's like, so often the ego wants to go from A to Z and skip B to Y. Say bye to B to Y. That's what I say, bye to B to Y. But you can't do that. Because every step along that entire alphabet, the whole Abkadefka Jekyllmanop Christuvixes of it, if you say it as a word, is literally paved with glorious, power reclamation experiences for you to be reclaiming and taking back that which is yours, that which you do have power over, so you can be more in the ability to flow with life and shift into a truly transformed state of being. But to do that, it is this passage of transmutation, like changing literally the energetic makeup of who and what was before, who you were before, what you were before, what was before, and stepping into the fire and rising out of that and coming out somebody completely different. The you that you need to be in order to be creating the life that you desire to be creating. The you that doesn't judge you, doesn't condemn you, doesn't carry more than what is necessary for you to be carrying. That is this wounded masculine of carrying literally the weight of the world on his shoulders, thinking he's got control over shit that he does not have control over, while simultaneously not taking power back and claiming control over what he does have control over. This is what we, especially as women, as the feminines, have been working on, is really grounding into the fact that our entire experience is so much about surrender and flow. Going with the flow, right? I have never birthed a child or been pregnant, so I do not know that experience. However, I comprehend it, from the perspective that I can, knowing that you talk about absolute ultimate surrender there. Absolute ultimate surrender to go through that experience. So with that, as we are going and growing through this incredibly intense, transmutative time of transformation to reclaim our power, well, why don't we focus where we know we have control, give our attention to where we do have power already for sure, and that's definitely going to be how we create these shifts, how we reclaim our power in all of this. That is the answer to the question, is how. How do we learn how to do this? Well, here we go. How? Well, focus on what you need to be surrendering and then practice the surrendering of that intentionally, consciously, purposefully. Oh my, we're really, this is the most I have ever, okay. Oh, wow. This is exactly about presence. Surrender to the natural beauty of the world. So surrender to presence. Surrender to seeing, I love this hand-carved candle with my Pegasus in there, right? I love these flowers that I've been buying every other week for myself. They're $5, this little bouquet, and they're pink and white. They're my power pink. They're real flowers. They're in my bedroom, where I would show you right now. I post them a lot on my stories on Instagram. And they smell so sweet and just so divine. Like absolutely beautiful. Beautiful for my eyes, beautiful for my nose. Right? And I literally stop and smell the flowers. They're not roses, but I do stop and smell the flowers. And that is a practice of presence. When you make a cup of tea, and it's that, especially that first sip, or for those of you who drink coffee, right? That first sip, and it touches your lips and then your tongue, and then you taste it, you savor that. It's like, like a switch happens in that moment, right? That's that natural beauty. That's that natural experience for yourself, because you are nature, goddess. You are nature. So surrender to that beauty of you and being in this experience. Surrender to the beauty in all the ways you can. Oof. This is huge for empowering the masculine within yourself and leading the way for other masculines to feel empowered themselves, right? Is you've got to get a handle on the excessive overthinking, the self-judgment, the self-criticism, the self-sabotage, even the judgment of other people, of your experience. I mean, that's what self-sabotage is. That encompasses that. But those thoughts and that energy created from those thoughts are the biggest obstacles that you have right now, goddess. They are the biggest weights that the masculine as a whole is experiencing, right? The feeling of not enoughness, the feeling of I fucked up, the feeling of I haven't done enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not working enough, I'm not strong enough, all these things. That is weighing you down, and it's weighing down the collective. And we have to be the ones to release that for ourselves and to be accountable for and to. And when I say for, I mean like for them to be able to acknowledge with you that, I'm having these, negative obsessive thoughts that I just can't seem to shake, because right now they are excessive right now. They're ramped up. Why? Because all of these things which have been in the back of your mind are now coming to the forefront. Because why? It's time for transformation and transmutation. So all of these things that need to be released right now are going to become amplified. They're going to be so loud and obnoxious that you are going to have to be like a kid in the middle of a train station, for some reason is what comes to mind, who just screams at the top of her lungs for all the noise and all the chaos to stop. That's exactly what you've got to do for your mind. And I know why train station, because of the reference of thought train, right? Because in your mind, you got your thought train. Go to the train station and scream at the top of your lungs and say, enough is enough. All trains are stopped. You know how you do that? Meditation. Meditation. Having that quiet time. So the last place of surrender is the habit of people pleasing. And it's fascinating that I say meditation at the time that I reveal that card, right? Because when you're in meditation, you are certainly not thinking about much. You're certainly not thinking about what anybody else thinks of you, or if you're enough, or if you're working hard enough, if you've done things right. These are connected. These are connected. Because when you are in the habit of people pleasing, you are worrying about what everybody else thinks. And definitely the masculine worries about what society thinks. Just like you worry about what others think. That is one of the biggest ways that we give away our power, goddess. Which means it's one of the biggest ways that we get to take it back. Right? So there's like this double whammy here of surrendering the habit of people pleasing, letting go of those self-limiting actions and activities that we do for ourselves, as well as projecting onto other people what we think they might be thinking about ourselves, but it's really what we're thinking about ourselves. Again, back to this obsessive thinking. So we've got to let that go. Woo! I sit here, I'm like, do we want to do an angel number? Yes, because we love our numbers. We love our numbers. And for this Twin Flame Tuesday, this divine masculine, this energy, we could go for all of what we need to know here. We definitely need to know some things. 414. That's a 1, I promise you. That's a 1. 414. Let's see what we've got. 414. Got to get into my folder here. All right, I'm intrigued. 414. Oh my goodness. And especially as we are in this massive space of transformation, it says, trust you are being divinely supported. Oh my gosh. See, we knew we needed an angel number. We knew we needed an angel number. And it's not the best viewing on this video, but look, let go of what you cannot control. Let go of what you cannot control. Divine masculine. Let go. Goddess, allow yourself, because that is your own wounded masculine that is, again, pulling out of all other masculines around you, that wounded space as well for them of trying to control things they cannot control, such as what other people think of you. You really don't have power over that. You have power over you. And your opinion about you is truly what matters the most. Oof, let go of what you cannot control. That is so amazing. Accept things as they are. It says, be aware of inspired messages that are guiding you. That's why this video is so long today, because we have so many messages to guide you. Be the change and focus where your power is. Oh my goodness, angel number 414, how we adore, how we adore. This is a fresh start to create what you want, right? Because you're transforming, you're letting go of the old. You are leaving it in the past. Like Pumbaa says, you got to put your past in your behind. Got it? Goddess? This includes your masculine for you, your inner masculine. Stop carrying this burden of judgment, of self-judgment, of self-criticism, of thinking that you're responsible for so much more than what you're really not. And in fact, because you think you are, you're neglecting what you actually have power over and are responsible for. 414 tells us embodying optimism and self-confidence leads to a happy, successful, and fulfilling experience. So focus. Focus on what is working. Focus on stepping into this new version of you. Focus on what is working for you, goddess. Focus on the beauty in your world in every which way you can. Because that is what's going to create a more easeful flow to this time of transformation as you endure. Yes, you shall be continuing to endure this intense transmutation happening where, again, like I said, right before I sat to do this, I guess say one last time, a whole little kind of meltdown and just like, almost sabotaged me. I mean, I didn't even do my live this week, and I'm just like, oh, cringe. Cringe. Or this last week, right? So it's like, I debate doing it today. Surprise, Saturday. But, we're in this space where we've got to be extra vigilant about how we are holding our own selves back and down, right? Stop creating control and using your power for an unhealthy thing, such as cutting yourself off and holding yourself back from actually experiencing the good in your life. It is time for this balance. You've experienced enough bad. It's been enough of the imbalance. It's time to break free of the entirety of what may be your trap. The twin flame trap, the victim mentality trap, the money trap, whatever trap you may be in this cycle and stuck in. It's time to be breaking free, and we do this by creating this balance and integrating these lessons and these energies that we are being called to integrate and transmuting, thereby releasing what we are being called to be releasing finally, right? So with that, dear goddess, oh my goodness, this was an awesome and fun Twin Flame Tuesday, Divine Masculine energy reading and empowerment message. If you are looking for a dive into where your power is, where it can be found, you want this clarity, what you need to be focusing on, I am here for you, goddess. I do one-on-one sessions. You can book through empowermentexperiences.com. You can also go to iamempowered.as.me, because you are a goddess. You are empowered as you. Again, that's iamempowered.as.me. And I remind you, as I am here to, that the power, it is in your hands, goddess. Because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.